Welcome dear student. Another day going to continue the classes of vacuum brake system. I am Soumya Ranjan Nayak, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Department at VIT. As we are continuing our classes of automobile engineering, sub-branch of braking system. In the previous class I already discussed about the servo and power brake. Now I am going to discuss about a vacuum brake system. Vacuum brake system as work just similar to air brake system as well as power brake system, but it not completely same as power brake or air brake system. In air brake, what happened? We completely depends on fluid air for the functioning of the brake system. But in the power brake, what happened? Both pneumatic air as well as the hydraulic is used for the better application of the brake in the power brake system to reduce the effort of the braking system and increase the efficiency of braking system. But in vacuum brake, we are going to discuss about the pneumatic system, but the vacuum plays a very important role over here, at which it can able to push the master cylinder fluid to us for the efficient braking system, which is not present in their both the previous brake system. In the previous brake system, there is a vacuum, but that not only vacuum present in it for the braking system, but here the vacuum play a very important role for the braking system. For that purpose, it is known as vacuum brake system. Never get confused about the vacuum brake, power brake or air brake, because these three are similar type of brake system, but these three are not a same braking system. The vacuum pump in the vacuum brake system creates a vacuum in the brake pedal, and the brake pipe and the brake cylinder uses the vacuum reservoir for the application of the brakes. In the vacuum brake system, for similar to that of previous, in air there is a manifold. Air manifold are there, inlet manifold, air compressed reservoir are there. But similarly to that, in the vacuum there is a vacuum reservoir chamber are there. Which creates the vacuum in the brake pipes, in the vacuum cylinder. Also, the vacuum reservoirs are there to create the complete vacuum system in the main servo cylinder part. In the servo cylinder, there is a piston where the vacuum is developed by means of vacuum reservoir connectivity. The working principle of vacuum system is just like similar to air brake system, but not completely similar to air brake system. The vacuum used in the using system, the compressed air in the performed operation in the vacuum brakes, whereas the difference between the pressure between the atmospheric pressure as well as the vacuum pressure that develops by means of vacuum reservoir. The same thing, if you are going to discuss about the working principle of vacuum brake, the simple working principle of vacuum brake is that when you release the brake pedal, at that times what happens, the internal vacuum to allow the engine vacuum to flow from the check valve of equal vacuum on both sides of diaphragm. There is also a diaphragm that is separated between the both atmospheric pressure and the vacuum pressure. When you apply the brake pedal, moves forward, close the vacuum port also, allow the open air inlet valve. The backside of diaphragm moves source and the simultaneously filtered air into it, and when you engage or disengage the brake, at the time the vacuum front or the side allows the master cylinder to push the fluid or hydraulic fluid toward the engage of the braking system. This all that I explain about it, it is simply the working principle is that first of all you draw the atmospheric pressure. After drawing the atmospheric pressure, there is a separation between the vacuum pressure and the atmospheric pressure in a servo cylinder. The difference between the vacuum cylinder, the vacuum part and the atmospheric part by means of a diaphragm in the servo cylinder, that allows the braking system moves forward the piston rod of the servo cylinder. That piston rod moves toward the brake drum for engagement and disengagement of the brake. This is all complete scenario of the vacuum braking system, the simple working principle of vacuum braking system, which I will discuss now completely details by means of schematic diagram in the vacuum braking system, or VBS. Short form is VBS, that is vacuum braking system. First of all, there is a brake pedal from which the vacuum braking system started. Every braking system started from the brake pedal. The brake pedal, what happened when the driver pushed the brake, this brake linkage contains the master cylinder. In this master cylinder, there is connected by me. This is a piston, the first piston present in master cylinder. This piston going to get, this is a fluid or hydraulic fluid present in it. It is also the combination of both the air or pneumatic vacuum present in it and also hydraulic, similar to the servo or brake system. In the master cylinder, there is a fluid we can able that push the amount of pressure that you provide by means of brake pedal, that pushed by this master cylinder piston forwarded, and that fluid is moved toward the further to push the another piston. There is 3 piston over here, small piston. This main piston is arranged or connected with these 2 piston, intermediate by means of a spring to come to the original position after the disengagement of the brake. Okay, and the air is going to the atmosphere first. Okay, this is the path where we are moving the air to the atmosphere, or atmospheric air come from this part also and move also from this part. Okay, this is completely open to the atmosphere. The blue color zone is completely known as control unity. It's control the amount of air passage and movement of the piston towards the servo cylinder. Servo cylinder containing the main piston part and also a spring system which moves forward by means of pressure difference, vacuum and the atmospheric pressure. Another here is which I got just discussed before in this class, there is a vacuum reservoir. Vacuum reservoir present in it as like similar to the air braking system, that is the air compressor part or the air intake manifold. For that purpose, the vacuum reservoir is used to maintain the vacuum pressure in the right side of the cylinder. Then this engagement of the pipes or arrangement, it is a non-return valve. Once the air is passes to the intake manifold, at that time there is no return of the air into it. To inlet manifold means from here the air is moved into the inlet manifold, because to away the air from the right hand side part to make it a vacuum, to remove the air. To remove the air by become vacuum reservoir. Once the air is drawn into the intake manifold, at that time it's become the vacuum and the non-return valve open at that time. Okay, the non-return valve means it does not means it's a permanent valve, never return or never open. It is not like that. It is a one-way passage. Non-return valve means one-way passage. It allows to move the air from the cylinder through the vacuum reservoir into the manifold, but it never return back. No air will be never return back from through this channel. This is known as a non-return valve. Only one directional flow, never two directional flow. Okay, it is generally used over the vacuum reservoir to make or to develop the vacuum in the right side of the servo cylinder. So how it is worked? Simply when the brake is just pressed, pressure develop on this master cylinder piston, the fluid is get pressed toward the 3 arrangement of small piston with a spring arranged in it. At that time what happened? It is just move forward. It move upward. Okay, when it move upward, the middle part of the piston arrangement will become contact into this. That means it will block. The lower portion get blocked. No air will be there, or no air will be drawn from the upper part into the lower chamber. Okay, so at that time what happened? The amount of air present in it will directly move to the inlet manifold to create the vacuum pressure. Clear? Then what happened? This upper part of the piston will be move upward. When it move upward, it will close the outermost part of the junction of the arrangement. That means what? No outermost or atmospheric air now will be come into it. So what happened? Only simply this portion, the upper part of this blue control unity portion containing atmospheric air. That atmospheric air will be flow through this servo cylinder left hand side part with the means of only a single passage. There is no other passage to flow. The lower part air will be moved towards the inlet manifold to develop the vacuum on the right side of the servo cylinder. By the help of vacuum reservoir, again the upper part of the control unity, the amount of atmosphere air present in it will be flow toward the left side of the servo cylinder through this linkage or through this pipe arrangement. And the upper atmospheric junction part, the open part, will be closed because this piston will move upward, this will be move upward, this open part will be closed by this piston. So no atmospheric air or the pressure will be come from directly from the atmosphere. Now what's happened? Now come to this part. This is a very important part, servo cylinder. In this servo cylinder, we have now two pressure. One is atmospheric pressure, okay, that developed by atmospheric air, which is comes from this control unity upper part when the brake is engaged. And in the left hand side, okay, This one is the left hand side of the servo cylinder containing atmospheric pressure. The right hand side of the servo cylinder containing the vacuum pressure, which gets developed by vacuum chamber, and thus amount of air moved toward the intake manifold with the non-return valve, creating the vacuum part over here. That means simply two things. Right hand side is no air is there, completely vacuum. Left hand side is completely atmospheric air. So for what we are going to see over here, the left hand side is much more higher pressure comparable to the right hand side. So we know by means of common physical phenomena that, or physics law or general concept, from higher pressure to lower pressure always the air want to move. So from this left hand side it is higher pressure, right hand side there is no pressure, completely vacuum. So the piston will be moved towards the right hand side. The air will push the piston towards the right hand side. If the piston wheel of the servo cylinder move towards the right hand side by means of spring arrangement, this linkage will be just push this calm arrangement in the brake drum. During the starting of the braking system classes, this brake system completely mechanical brake, this one is mechanical brake system, is completely similar to every braking system. During the time of the brake drum, okay, at the mean point of brake drum, all the processes is similar to the mechanical braking system, but the process in which braking are going to get engaged is just changes. For that purpose the name is changes. But remember one thing, at the main point of the braking system, means at the brake drum of every vehicle, is only working as a mechanical brake system. The similar thing is there. It is known as a retractor spring containing this brake shoe. The brake shoe, after getting the force by means of this linkage, this brake shoe will be go against the brake drum or brake lining or the friction lining. The brake drum will be stopped. If the brake drum will be stopped, the wheel will stop. If the wheel will stop, the tire will also stop. The rotation of the vehicle is now in the rest position or brake is engaged. Just reverse the condition. When you just release the brake pedal or disengage the brake pedal, at that time what happened, it just this brake shoe come to original position by means of this retractor spring. Then the force, the forward movement of the piston come to the backward position, the original position by means of this spring arrangement. Then the air, the non-return valve will be open at that time. All the air present over here now, or some amount of air present is go inside it. Again it move towards it. The upper part of the piston is come lower down. The same arrangement will be come to the again the point of contact. The upper piston come over here, the spring come over here, the lower part come over here. Then the cylinder, the master cylinder fluid, it's come in the completely original position. Now what happened? The atmospheric pressure again flow into it. There is no closing valve there, completely full of the atmospheric pressure. This is the again the original position you come into contact. This is known as completely vacuum braking system, simply working principle. Now I'm going to explain by means of animated video, okay, how it is working. In animated video there is combination of three, that is vacuum brake are there, power servo brake are there, and also some certain type of brakes are there. Is combined thing because they all are similar. So for that purpose, the short video is combined with the three braking system which is similar with the each other. Okay, in this video, the vehicle booster system, just press engage. The brake booster vacuum is created in the left hand side, intake manifold, vacuum engine intake manifold, brake servo manifold. In this way, the working of the principle of vacuum brake system takes place, which I just explained. It is just present in the animated video part. I want to play the video 2 times now more to able to understand it better. This is the complete working principle in animated video of the vacuum brake system with a brake booster present in is just similar to power braking system and air brake system. If you want to watch this video during the time of the classes, you can undergo the pause the classes. You can able to see it by reducing the speed of the classes, or you can able to pause the classes during the time of you watch the classes. You can able to watch it very properly. Okay, as it is going very fast, this video, so you can able to watch by means of personally in this way by reducing the speed of the video. Next is we are going to study about what are the advantages and the disadvantages of this braking system. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this braking system? The advantages and disadvantages of this vacuum braking system are, first is advantage, it is a very simple in design. As very simple means what? It containing the master cylinder, everything, but it is not as simple as, it is just complicated design are there, but it is not so much complicated with comparable with the power brake system. So the vacuum braking system is safety in use, because why? We are using mainly over here the vacuum or the air in the working chamber. If there is a leakage, if there is leakage takes place in the any lining of the pipe or joints line, it is not so much very dangerous for us. This type of braking system is highly reliable, means highly possible we can able to use without any type of failure in it during the time of the vehicle riding. As like power servo brake or the vacuum brake, we can able to reliable more. Disadvantage of vacuum braking system is very difficult to find the leakage in vacuum braking system. Okay. Disadvantage, if there is any leakage, because there is no order, there is no fluid like just type of liquid type, so we cannot able to recognize the leakage in it very quickly or very rapidly, because it is very difficult to know the leakage of the any air. The initial cost of vacuum brake system is high. The installation cost, the maintenance cost is not very high, but the initial installation cost is very high in the vacuum brake system. This is the simple definition of the vacuum brake system, simple working principle, and the advantage and disadvantage. It is a basic thing that as like air brake system, power brake system, vacuum brake system work, the same way it is also working. In the next classes, I will discuss the most interesting brake system. This is very important brake system and very interesting brake system in today's generation market. This is one of the most significant brake system. We cannot avoid this brake system. This is a modern type of brake system, the disc brake system. Okay, here up to 8, the classes that I start continuing on the braking system part, we are just using of like rubber brake lining, all the mechanical brakes, hydraulic, pneumatic, pressure. For that purposes, hydraulic brake, pneumatic brake, air brake, mechanical brake, servo brake, and also vacuum brake. But now this brake system is completely different at the time of brake drum with comparable with the before all the braking system. That's why it is one of the most significant, rapid using and modern development of brake system, which I'm going to discuss in the next class. So up to it, stay tuned in my video and watch the next class. The most interesting brake system is disc brake system in the modern society. Thank you very much.